sun was glistening from Moose's bedroom window. The birds were chirping, and as he got out of bed, he nearly began to sing alongside them. Today was a special day for him, for two reasons. The first was that it was his grade 8 graduation, but that was ultimately a backdrop for the day. The most significant event that the graduation brought to Moose's life was the party happening that night. The second reason was that Moose was going to ask his longtime friend and deep crush, James, to dance with him at the party.
Ooh.
He hoped to even get to kiss him. The graduation had finally finished, and everyone was headed for the doors. He caught a glimpse of him walking to his parents' car in the parking lot of the convention center. His heart nearly skipped a beat as things began to set in.
I'm really going to do this.
He thought to himself. He was excited as he was nervous. The dance, which was held in the school's gym, was well underway by the time Moose arrived. The DJ was going real hard. The noise was almost deafening. Moose rushed into an empty boys' bathroom to compose himself for what he was about to do.
I can do this. I've wanted him for as long as I can remember. I love him. And surely he loves me too. Take sip of beer. We complete each other.
He thought as he fixed his hair and dusted off his formal wear. Now, filled with newfound determination, Moose left the bathroom with a strong resolve. He had made his way through crowds of his schoolmates, looking all over the dance floor for James. He could not find him for nearly 10 minutes, but this did not deter him. He began looking in more unconventional spots, like the bathroom stalls, and even behind the stage. He eventually began to ask his classmates if they had seen James.
Dude, I think I saw him go outside with some chick.
Said one classmate. Moose was troubled by this claim. Why would James leave to dance with some girl? What could they be doing? Moose rushed outside, scouring the hallways for his soulmate. His nerves were beginning to return. He had lost his cool. During his rampant search, he paused by a door to catch his breath when he heard voices from outside. He slowly peeked through the door window. To his surprise, he found James. He was ecstatic for a moment. Upon further inspection, he noticed that he was with a girl, Chloe White. James was flirting with her, from what Moose could tell. Only a few seconds after Moose had first spotted James, James began kissing Chloe. That was nearly 12 years ago, but that day still weighed on his mind occasionally. During high school, he and James had become more distant, but still kept in touch somewhat. Once they moved on to college and university, however, they lost all contact. Just about a month ago, Moose made contact with James again, although in a very unexpected way. On one of his lazier days, he decided to skip work and went to a bar where he ran into a newly single James. At that moment, he did not realize that it was James, but after following him, he realized that it was his long-lost friend. Their friendly reunion went off with a powerful bang, and he and Moose's other friends had a massive cock-throbbing, pussy and ass slaying orgy in James's apartment. Moose had not spoken to James since that day, as he was afraid their relationship became strange and awkward. Despite this, he really enjoyed their fuck session and wanted to reconnect with his old-time lover. Moose did not have James' number, so the only way he could talk to him was to meet up with him face to face. Moose arrived in front of James' large, girthy apartment building. These attributes of the building reminded him of something related to James, but he could not quite put his finger on it. He cautiously stepped into the building, nervous of what could happen.
It can't be that awkward between us now, could it?
He thought as he proceeded towards James' flat.
I hope not. I miss him. I really do. He completes me. I don't feel complete emotionally unless he's there to help me through the rough times. And I don't feel complete physically unless he's stuffing all my holes.
Finally, Moose had reached James' unit. Moose stood there for a moment, unable to move due to nerves. He began to sweat, his hands shaking, his butt cheeks clenching. He gathered up the courage to knock on the door. He noticed a note taped beside the peephole.
I'm coming
for James.
It read. Moose was unsure of what to make of this note, but it did not matter. He knocked on the door gently 3 times, to no avail. He tried again, this time harder. Still no response. Slightly disappointed, Moose began to turn around. When curiosity struck him.
Is this door unlocked? Maybe I can sneak in.
Moose slowly turned the knob, which to his delight allowed him entry into the apartment. It was all dark except for one light coming from the room across the hall. Moose began to have flashbacks to their last encounter. He became slightly aroused and tried his best to conceal his woody woodpecker.
Oh god, buddy, stay down, please.
As he had finally done a good enough job, James slowly emerged from the lit room wearing only his boxers.
Moose? What the hell are you doing here?
Moose stuttered uncontrollably, unable to formulate cohesive sentences.
Moose, you sound like you have a cock deep throat in you. Spit it out already.
James said impatiently.
I want you. I miss you. I really like what we did last time. And I don't want things to be awkward between us. And I want us to fuck again. And...
Moose's words were cut short by James' hand covering his mouth.
Shh. Don't worry, my little nugget mudslug. I'm glad you came back.
As James began to take off Moose's shirt, the door came flying off its hinges and it nearly hit Moose. Thankfully, even if Moose had been hit, his mighty metal blood would have likely been strong enough to protect him. A shadowy figure emerged from the entrance, and almost immediately James recognized him.
Noir?
James said. God damn it, Noir, you should...
Ah, yes, it is I, Muta! James, did you really think you could get away with trashing my goddamn car? How dare you!
What? I didn't touch your car, you psycho.
Well, it is no matter now. I have a special surprise for you and your friend there.
Noir pulled out a plastic bottle with a thick fluid inside. Noir proceeded to chug the drink in a whopping 5 seconds.
Oh god.
Yelled Noir.
Ha!
Yelled Noir.
My Muta juice grants me special abilities, and you will find this out soon enough. Let's just say that we're going to get very, very touchy.
Suddenly, as if on cue, Noir's arms began morphing into something. After a minute of him yelling, his arms had miraculously transformed into a Shrek with several tentacles. They were long, green, and slimy, and looked similar to something James had seen on a website using the computer beside his tissue box and moisturizer bottle in his bedroom.
Is this the end?
cried Moose.
James, I have to tell you something before we die. You know how you were dating that girl Chloe for over a decade, ever since grade 8? Well, that should have been me. I've loved you ever since grade 8. It was me you should have kissed, you son of a bitch!
Fell silent, unsure of what to say.
Enough of this sob fest.
Screamed Noir.
It's time for a fuck fest.
Noir's tentacles grabbed both Moose and James, restraining them and preventing escape. This was followed by another throbbing phallic tentacle being inserted into Moose's mouth. This only made Noir more excited. Moose moaned incessantly. Phallic tentacle dropped a fat load deep inside Moose's mouth.
Stop it! Let us go!
His plea fell on deaf ears as Noir continued on. Another phallic tentacle began caressing James'
No.
thigh cheeks and eventually inserted itself into the place where the sun don't shine. This series of events lasted only a few minutes before interruption. Maya, Alex, Brandon, and Marissa stood in front of the doorway, shocked at what they had just witnessed. They all muttered simultaneously.
Cancer.
Noir stopped his sexual onslaught and turned around.
What are you looking at? Do you want in or not?
The four of them all looked at each other for a moment and simply shrugged,
I'm down. I'm kind of down for some hot tentacle fucking.
claimed Maya. The rest of them agreed. And so they fucked the night away like schoolgirls in a hentai video. The end.